Hello, everybody. My name is Enrique Cisneros, and my secondary mechanic is falling tiles, originally made by Joyce Gonzalez. So this blue tile that I'm about to walk on is the tile, the falling tile. So when I step off of it, any direction, left or right, it'll break, and rendering the player like unable to pass or progress to the next part. So the point is, you want to remember on the first try, or like give the player like a sense of like, well, I can't go back, so I really have to remember it. So it's gonna be red, blue, red, blue. Nice. Now my mechanic that I added was a timer based off of her original one was falling tile. The player can walk on the red one, but it won't break until the person walks on a specific tile. So one of these tiles is going to show a timer. So at the end of that timer, that red one will no longer be walkable and like rendering it, you know, unpassable for the player. So it's going to be red, blue, yellow, green. Red, blue, yellow, green. Cool. So let's check it out real quick. Got 10 seconds left. So I walked on that orange thing like a second time, so it's going to show up a second time. But there you go. The player can't walk past it anymore. So yellow, yellow, red, blue. So I know it's yellow, 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 red, blue, but I'm gonna walk into a random sequence. See, so it's not just random. You can't just walk on a specific one and be like, "Oh, I'm good to go." So you have to walk on this on the same exact one: yellow, yellow, red, blue. Oh, or that works too. I guess gotta refine my code a little more. All right, you made it this far. Let's not stop. Cool. So green, yellow, red, blue. Nice. Now, with this one is another timer. This one's the final level, so we want to be quick on this one. So red, blue, yellow, green. Almost done. Cool. You're great. See, cool little message. All right, that's my secondary mechanic, falling tiles. And let me show you the code behind the original one. So this is based off of a child blueprint of tile, just tile itself. And afterwards, I created a plane to match the other tiles. The other ones are red, so I matched the other ones, and I made like a clear material just to make it nice and blue, kind of like ice or glass, however you want to see it. And the first thing is I made these two custom events. Sorry, that I directly got inspiration from Joyce. When I read her code, it was pretty much like this, and I just did that. And she had a little more to it, like she had messages, she had like a pop up more sound. So I changed mine a little more to make it a little more simple. So for this one, the if branch is basically if player steps on is equal to the amount total the player can step on it, nothing will happen if it's true. So, but if it's false, then the player or the amount of time stepped on will be added up, and it'll keep adding up until the limit. The default limit is 2, but I can make it instance settable in the game, change that, and it'll keep basically changing the value until it's equal to each other. When it's equal to each other, then that's when the tile breaks right here. But moving on to break tile. So another if statement. This one's like universal right here. The if statement right here is very universal. Same thing as this one. So if it's true, if they are exactly the same, the player stepped on and equal to the limit, which is 2. So if the limit is 1 and the player stepped on it one time and it's equal to each other, delay will go off as soon as the player steps off. And the tile itself will change to a pit. I can change to anything else, but the pit is what I'm looking for. And these two coincide with each other, so this one has to go first, set tile, afterwards update tile. And then a sound is played. What is that boo? That boo sound. Sometimes a little loud, so yet I changed the multiplier pitch to 0.5 because it is really loud originally. And but if it's set to false, meaning like if there's more times a player can step on it, you can change the material just to make like a clear indicator. Oh, this person stepped on it, and it looks like it's weakening. The glass is weakening, or whatever I'm stepping on is like changing, like its physical features. So I made 2 originally, but a third one I was experimenting a third one here. So first one is like the blue material. The second one looks like a kind of like a broken glass material, and this is where the player steps on it and changes its value and changes the dynamic of the tile itself. So on event entered, the if statement again, if entered is equal to times stepped on and limit enter. If it's true, the cast a player basically cast entity player to reset level. So this is kind of redundant in a way with the new tile type, but just in case, like I was debugging, and it sometimes wouldn't work properly. So this solidified that okay, it's gonna for sure reset the level because it's a pit, and sometimes it wasn't working properly. So this is like a for sure thing. And when event on exit, enter count and break tile will go off. So that way the player doesn't like immediately step on it. If I were to put it up here, it'll change the value immediately. So it doesn't give the player enough time to react if like it breaks. I mean, I can change that later on and like maybe change the delay to like 0.5 second or like 2 seconds or 3 seconds and put like a sound in between it, like a cracking sound, and then like it gets intense. That would be a cool way of like showing like a different dynamic to the broken tile. So that is basically it. Very simple. On the left side, these are the values that I created or the variables. Limit enter is an integer that is instance editable. So like in game, you can change how many times a player can step on it, like 10 times, 20 times, however many. So I'm just gonna go back to 1. And second one, time stepped on. When every time the player steps on that specific tile, it'll like count up, and it'll try to like value equal to the limit enter. T left enter meaning like it's how many times the player can step on it. So it's like it minuses the it adds up with the limit enter. So the time stepped on can work all together. Like it's kind of like counterbalances. If it goes over or if it goes under, like let's say like it was counting in a negative way, like -1, -2, limit enter, or sorry, time stepped on entered, like it goes down -1, -2. T left enter would counteract that, and then plain color. So let me show you my other code. This one's tile break. This one is a direct duplicate of the tile break original, and the red one is tile break one. I call it tile break one. I'm not very creative with this, but let me just show you what it looks like. So it's this one right here, tile break 1. So I duplicated it from tile break, and I removed a lot of the code, so I can only have one thing go off, which is made a custom event, a print string delay, print string delay. Keep doing print strings, so like I can say like you have 30 seconds left, and then after 10 seconds later, 20 seconds left, 10 seconds later, 10 seconds left, and so on and so forth until the very end. tile break. The tile itself will break. Now this is called under the message tile. Let me go back. Message tile, and I put it right here. It's not very noticeable, but I put it right here. So on event entered, when the player enters on the message tile, this is called. Tile break 1 is called. So that way the player is timed immediately as soon as they step on the message tile. And that's it. That's super simple. I know it's very long YouTube video, but that's totally fine. The more detail, the better, right? So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time, appreciate your efforts, and thank you guys for listening. Peace out.